Hey there, what's up you guys? It's Bobby aka Paginator and I'm here today with a book haul. I ordered some books from First Book. This is an organization that helps teachers and librarians at schools who qualify get books for their classroom libraries at a discounted cost. So unfortunately, you have to be a teacher or librarian and sign up and prove that your school qualifies for this program, but they work with publishers who donate books, and so you can get books at very cheap costs, just covering their shipping and their operating costs essentially. So it's kind of exciting, and I did place an order. I got quite a few books, and this is the first time I've ordered with them, so I don't know what we're getting into. I'm assuming the books are going to come in good condition, but we're just going to cut the box open and do a little haul here. We've got some bubblies, which is always handy. Make sure the books are nice and protected. And they have included a packing list, which is nice. Most services will do that, but there is one particular book service that I don't order from anymore that doesn't include a packing list, and it's kind of annoying. Anyway, back to this box. So we're going to start with the first book I see. This is Anna on the Edge. This is a middle grade, I believe, about a young girl who likes ice skating. It says Anna is juggling two different identities on one slippery sheet of ice. Now, I'm not going to be reading the whole thing, but I'm going to tell you a little bit. Anna Marie is 12. She's the reigning U.S. juvenile figure skating champion, and she's not a frilly dress kind of kid. She meets Hayden, who is a transgender boy new to the ice skating rink, and Hayden mistakes Anna for a boy, and Anna's kind of okay with that, and so she's starting to question her own gender identity and wondering, am I really a girl? This might be a good one for those young kids who are questioning themselves, or just someone who enjoys ice skating might enjoy the ice skating part of the story. Next we have The Passing Playbook by Isaac Fitzsimmons, and this one, if I remember right, is another LGBT rep title. Spencer is a nerd, an awesome big brother, and really good at soccer. It says he's a David Beckham in training. Well, if David Beckham were 5'2" and black. He's about to start 10th grade, and he can be safely out as queer, but where no one will know he's trans. So we have another trans boy here, and things are going really well, except for as he's joining the soccer team, making new friends, there might be something more than friendship with one of his teammates, and there's a discriminatory law that forces him to choose between spending the season on the bench or publicly fighting for his right to play. So he'd have to come out to everybody in order to be able to play soccer. Not fair. Next we have Red, White, and Whole by Rajani LaRocca, and this one, it's a small book, which is appealing to my kids because they don't love long books, but also the synopsis seemed good for a multicultural viewpoint. So this is about Rhea, who is the only Indian American student at her school, and then she has this other life at home with her community where she's one of many, and she feels this disconnection between herself and her mother, and just feels like they're living in two different worlds. But then she eventually finds out that her mom is really, really sick, and she's got to balance family relationships, etc. There's a mention of red and white blood cells, so I'm guessing the mom has leukemia, yeah, it's just going to be probably a tough one, but good for family relationships as well as getting a multicultural aspect or like POV added to my library. I have a few titles of Indian Americans, and most of the time I can get kids to pick them up, but I still have a lot of kids that need to read beyond their own culture, if you know what I mean. Up next we have Chlorine Sky by Mahogany L. Brown, and this one is a novel in verse. Always easy to get kids to read novels in verses. This one, I will read the dust jacket. It's really short. It says, she looks me hard in my eyes, and my knees lock into tree trunks. My eyes don't dance like my heartbreak racing. They stare straight back, hot daggers. I remember things will never be the same. I remember things. This is a book about growing up, growing apart from your best friend. And other than that, I don't know a whole lot, but I am looking forward to reading it. Here's a historical fiction one, Flowers in the Gutter, the true story of the Edelweiss pirates, the teenagers who resisted the Nazis. I've got a girl who loves World War II historical fiction. She's just devouring everything that I have, and I know that she's going to be interested in this one. There are a couple of other kids that might be interested as well, and I really need to get more historical fiction under my belt, because lately it's all been fantasy with a little bit of contemporary. I haven't been down the historical fiction journey in quite a while. Here we have One Time by Sharon Creech. Sharon Creech is just one of those authors you can always count on. She is the author of Walk Two Moons, which is absolutely fantastic. This one is about Gina. She's been told that she has an overactive imagination, and she's very artistic. She feels different from the other kids in her class. And she meets her new neighbor, this mysterious boy named Antonio, who's very welcoming. She has a new creative teacher, and she's starting to see all these different possibilities open up for her. And she is trying to figure out who she is and who she wants to be. So this seems like just a really fun middle grade read. We've got 4 more books. This next one is See No Color by Shannon Gibney. And this, as you can see, has a lovely baseball player gal on the cover. Our main character is a black girl who was adopted by white parents. So we've got some race issues here. She's also interested in sports. And she's got to balance her world, like deal with being a black girl in the world, let alone one with white parents, being adopted, which is a whole different situation. And it's going to be kind of like a coming of age or finding yourself kind of a story with baseball. Next we have The Education of Margot Sanchez by Lilian Rivera. I should say all of these titles are backlist, or like not brand new. Does that make sense? So they've been out for a bit. This one is about Margot Sanchez, who borrowed her father's credit card to buy clothes and finds herself grounded, and she has to work in her family's grocery store to pay off her debts, and the grocery store is struggling a bit. She has to slice deli meat, and she's like, this is ruining my prep school reputation. I hate this. I don't want to work here. Like, family drama. There's also a good-looking neighborhood boy that's kind of distracting her, and she's invited to go to this beach party and really wants to do whatever she can to get there, even if she has to lie, cheat, steal, etc., so that she can get to this party, which is going to be, like, amazing, I guess. Okay, we've got 2 more books. This is Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed. And you can see we've got some teenage girls who have got that face like, yeah, we might be up to something. We have Kayam, who's in Paris. She's 17. She's American, French, Indian, and Muslim. And she's on holiday with her parents, which is supposed to be like this dream trip to Paris. She wants to be an art historian. Her maybe ex-boyfriend is ghosting her, and she might have just blown her chance to get into her dream college. And now she really wants to be back home in Chicago, figuring out her messy life. And then we have a little back in time situation. 200 years before Kayam's summer, Layla is struggling to survive and keep her true love hidden from the Pasha, who has gifted her with a favored status in his harem. In the present day, and with the company of Alex, a très charmant teen descendant of Alexandre Dumas. That's fun. Kayam searches for a rumored lost painting, uncovering a connection between Layla and Alexandre Dumas, Eugene Delacroix, and Lord Byron that may have been erased from history. Layla and Kayam's lives end up intertwining, and as one woman's long-forgotten life is uncovered, another is transformed. That sounds really intriguing. I want to know what the connection is between this girl and Alexandre Dumas. Do you say it Dumas or Dumas? I don't know. And lastly, we have a Prince Medal Award winning, or Prince Honor book, I should say, Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Rosemary Valero O'Connell and Mariko Tamaki. This is a graphic novel, and it does feature an unhealthy dating relationship. Our main character has been dating this girl, Laura Dean, and she keeps breaking up with him and getting back with him and so on. So it's unhealthy right from the start. His name's Freddie, and I'm trying to remind myself, there's like another girl that ends up in this situation, I think. Okay, so rewind. Our main character is a girl who's been dating Laura Dean, so we have two girls. So she just wants Laura to stop breaking up with her. She consults the services of a local mystic, and she isn't thrilled with the advice she receives. Freddie's heart is breaking in slow motion. She might be about to lose her very best friend, as well as her last shred of self-respect. But there are new friends, the inside of an advice columnist, to help her through being a teenager in love. So it examines a relationship from the point of view of the person who's being mistreated. Many people can relate to this, I feel. So that's it. Those are the books that I got from First Book. I am very grateful for that organization that helps teachers and librarians get books for their classroom libraries. There are a couple of these that I want to read before I put them in the hands of kids, like Laura Dean. I want to make sure that my little 7th graders can handle that. And maybe the Passing Playbook. But I think most of them can just be moved right into the classroom library without me reading them, which is good because I can't read everything. And I believe that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys are having a great week, and we'll see you later on with more videos, I suppose. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.